Hello students, today's topic is organometallic compound. What is organometallic compound? The compounds that contain at least one carbon metal bond are called organometallic compound. The compound which contains at least one carbon and metal bond, then those compounds are called organometallic compound. These are of three types. First is sigma bonded organometallic compound, pi bonded organometallic compound, and sigma and pi bonded organometallic compound. So in that, the first one is sigma bonded organometallic compound. What are this one? In this compound, the bond between the metal and the carbon atom of the ligands, they are joined together with sigma bond here. So those compounds are called sigma bonded organometallic compound. Here example is Grignard reagent. In Grignard reagent, as we know, it is what? CH3MgX. So this metal, magnesium, and this alkyl groups carbon, they are bonded with the sigma bond here. Okay. So here this ligand, this alkyl group act as a ligand, it contributes one electron, and magnesium metal contributes one electron here and forms a sigma bond here. Okay. So these compounds, they have what? Metal and carbon bond. Metal and carbon bond, it is nothing but organometallic compound here. So which bond it is? Sigma bond here. That's why it is called sigma bonded organometallic compound here. Example is this is Grignard reagent. Then we have here triethyl lead, tetramethyl lead, and here we have Al2CH36 here. So these compounds are called sigma bonded organometallic compound. Here you see in all the examples we have one metal and alkyl group. One metal and alkyl group. So metal and alkyl group, they are bonded with sigma bond. Then that type of compounds are what? Sigma bonded organometallic compounds here. Okay. Next we have here pi bonded. Pi bonded organometallic compound. In this compound, the compounds of metals, compounds of metals with alkene, alkyne, benzene ring or any other rings are called pi bonded organometallic compounds. Means here the bond between the metal and the carbon, it is the metal and carbon, pi electrons are involved here. So this metal and the carbon of these ligands, they are bonded, they are involved what here? Pi electrons are involved here. That's why it is called pi bonded organometallic compounds. So example is Z salt here. In this Z salts, it is what? Platinum. 3 chlorine atoms are there and one we have here C2H4. So this C2H4, carbon and this platinum, they are bonded with what here? Pi electrons here. Another example here, ferrocene salt here, and this is dibenzene chromium here. In this all example you see that one, the metal and the here in between we have iron here, Fe we have here, ferrocene salt. This is iron we have here. So all these examples, what we have here, one iron will be there and either alkene group will be there, alkyne group will be there, or either any rings will be there. So those are called pi bonded complexes here. Okay, pi bonded organometallic complexes. Next we have here sigma and pi bonded compound, organometallic compound. In this compound, the metal and carbon monoxide, metal and carbon monoxide, they are bonded with sigma bond also and pi bond also. Okay, so these compounds are formed between metal and carbon monoxide. Okay, this sigma and pi bonded complexes, in this metal and carbon monoxide are bonded with each other. So this is called metal carbonyl compounds. What is called metal carbonyl compounds here. In this, the metal and carbon monoxide both are bonded with sigma bond also and pi bond also. That's why it is called sigma and pi bonded complexes, or it is also called metal carbonyl compounds. So examples are here, manganese here we have here, mostly tetracarbonyl nickel, hexacarbonyl chromium. In these compounds, the metal which takes parts in this bond formation, mostly they are from the D block elements, okay, that to group 6th, 7th and 8th. Group 6th, 7th and 8th elements, they forms this metal carbonyl compound, because here and oxidation state of the metal, in this case it will be 0 here. Okay, so how this bond will form, that we will see now here. This one is given in our NCERT textbook. So in carbonyl compounds, so how this sigma and pi bonding takes place, that we are going to see now. In this, what happens means the metal has empty d orbital also and filled d orbital also. In D subshell 5 orbitals are there, so all the 5 d orbitals are not empty and not filled it is, okay. So partially they are filled here. So what happens here, especially in carbonyl compounds, the metal is having oxidation state is what here, low here. Oxidation state low means the D subshell will be filled with electron only here. So what happens here, this CO is ligand here, carbon monoxide, and this carbon monoxide has an electron pair, lone pair is there. So this carbon monoxide donates an electron pair to the metal here and forms a sigma bond. So the orbital of ligands with lone pair, they overlap with empty orbital of metals d orbital and forms a sigma bond here. At the same time, the metals having an electron pair in the d orbitals, they donate back this electron pair to the this carbon's vacant anti orbitals. They will donate an electron pair back to this carbon's vacant anti orbital here, and that's why here it causes d pi p pi bonding here, d pi p pi bonding here, and the pi bond is formed here. What will form here? Pi bond formed here. So that means here in this case the both it takes place. Ligand donates an electron pair to the metal, at the same time the metal donates an electron pair to the ligand here. So this is called back bonding here, and because here sigma bond also form and pi bond is formed, so this type of bonding is called synergic bonding. So at a time sigma bond and pi bonding is taking place here. So this is called synergic bonding, and due to that synergic bonding, this overall compound becomes stable and strong here. So bonding between metal and carbon, it becomes more strong here due to that synergic bonding. What is this one? Synergic bonding here. So look at this. Here molecular orbital here I have drawn. So here this is carbon's atomic orbital and this is oxygen's atomic orbital, and between we have here molecular orbitals. What are this one? Molecular orbitals. So here pi bond we have pi orbitals down, then we have sigma orbitals, then pi orbitals, and then sigma orbitals here. First we will feel the orbitals lower here. So 2, 4, 6 here. Now in sigma orbital we have 2 electrons here, and these are called anti-pi orbitals. What are this one? Anti-pi orbital. These are empty. So when they want to donate the electron, this is called HOMO. What is it called? HOMO here, and this is called LUMO. LUMO means lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. So this carbon monoxide molecule, when they want to donate an electron pair, they will donate from this sigma bond here, because electron pairs are here and it is highest occupied molecular orbital. So whenever we want to donate, we will donate from vacant outer orbitals only. Orbitals electrons only they can donate the electron. Inner orbital, inside the lower orbital, they will not donate here. Are you getting? Like here we have 1s2, 2s2 we have, 2p2 we have. So these 2 electrons, the electron present in the outermost orbital, they only take part in the bonding. These electrons only can be donated here, not this one here. Okay, so that's why this sigma electrons, this sigma orbitals, electrons, it has been donated to the ligand here. Okay, and forms a sigma bonding here. So this orbital, it is what here, sigma orbital here. Okay, and it is used for donating the electron to the metal here. And this empty pi orbital, that is anti orbital, it is pi anti orbital, these are empty, they accept the electron pair from the metal here. So these are the anti pi orbital. What are this one? Empty, these are anti pi orbital, anti-pi orbital, this one, and they accept an electron pair from the metal here and forms a pi bond here. Okay, so that's why this ligand, CO ligand, it is called pi acid. What it is called? Pi acid. Why? Because it is accepting an electron in its anti-bonding pi orbital here. So this ligand, this type of ligands which can accept an electron pair from the metal, they are called pi acid here. And because of this back bonding or synergic bonding, these compounds are more stable. Okay, so understood this one, this concept here. Okay, okay. So due to that synergic bonding, the metal carbonyls are strong and more stable. That we got it now. And they are what? Pi acids. What are they called? Pi acid, CO. Now see here, this metal and carbonyl bond here, this bond strength of CO. Bond strength of what? CO we have to find out. Bond strength of CO, when we talking about the strength of CO bond, this is C double bond O. Okay, so before overlapping with or before making bond with the metal, this bond is very strong here because triple bonds are there. But when they bond with metal here, some electron clouds, it is shifted to the metal. Due to that, this CO bond becomes weak here. This CO bond becomes what? Weak, and this becomes what here? Weak and longer. Bond length is increases. Bond length increases and it becomes what? Long here. This CO bond becomes long here. Okay. So now we have to find out the strength of CO. When it becomes very long, when it becomes very short here, it becomes what? Depends on which factor. This bond strength of CO depends on which factor here. See, look at this one, metal. Metal is donating an electron to the carbon here. Okay, so when it will donate, if it has electron, then it will donate here. If the metal's oxidation state, generally you see in complex compound, all the metals they have +1, +2, +3 charge, like with the fluoride, with chloride or any other amine. In that case, these metals they will have a oxidation state +1, +2, +3. But in case of carbonyl, when we see here nickel carbonyl, then the oxidation state of nickel here, it is what here? 0 here. Most of the cases generally this carbonyl compound, so metal oxidation state is what here? 0. Why? Because it has to donate an electron pair back to the carbon here. So it should have an electron in them. Then only they can donate here and forms a back bonding will take place here. So when 0 oxidation state is there, so this metal and carbon bond becomes strong. Are you getting? When the oxidation state is 0, then metal and carbon become strong, and this carbon and oxygen bond become very weak here, and the bond length is what here? Increases. Bond length is what here? Increases. Suppose here in this metal, if plus charge is there, if here we have a minus charge, suppose, so 0 we got, okay, and if we have here on this metal -1 charge here, 1 charge. Minus 1 charge on metal means it has more electrons here in its d orbital. That's why it can donate an electron easily to the carbon here. So this metal and carbon bond, it becomes what here? More strong here. Are you getting? So this bond strength of metal and carbon becomes more here. And if we increase the charge here, minus 2 charge, then in this case this metal and carbon bond, it becomes again more strong here, because minus 2 charge on metal, so it can donate an electron easily here and forms a good bonding between this metal and carbon. Back bonding will be good here, synergic bonding will be strong here, and that's why here this metal and carbon, they becomes more strong bonding, they can make it here. Okay, so we can say here for metal and strength of metal and carbon bond increases as negative charge on metal increases. Okay, so as the negative charge on the metal, the charges increases, the bond between metal and carbon, it is what? Increases. So when this bond strength is increases, what will happen? This carbon and oxygen bond becomes weak. This carbon and oxygen bonds become what? Weak here. Here this bond is very strong. So but this bond, it becomes what? Weak here. Again this bond is very strong here, that's why this CO bond becomes what here? Very weak here. And here also this CO bond becomes what? Very weak here. Okay, so if we will see the order here for this one, for strength of metal and carbon, we will get this order. Correct? Okay, 0, minus 1, minus 2. The strength, I am saying, strength of metal and carbon, the order will be like this way. As the negative charge increases, the strength between the metal and carbon, it becomes what? Increases here. Okay, this is the order. But when we talk about the strength of CO bond, it will be opposite. Here, as the negative charge on the metal increases, the CO bond becomes weak. The CO bond becomes what here? Weak here. So in this case, the order for CO bond strength, what it will be? Reverse. This, if 0 charge is there, then minus 1 and minus 2. The charge, the order will be different here. Okay. So I will write the separate here, and with example I will show you this one. So this one understood you. So 0 charge is there on metal, then this bond is strong and this bond will be weak here. But minus 1 means again more strong here. Minus 2 means again more strong. So CO bond, it becomes weak and weak here. Okay. So that's why here this is strongest bond for CO bond is strong here, but here weak. Again here it is what? Very weak. If we have plus charge here, if we have here, then what will happen here? If plus charge is there, then what will happen here? If plus charge is there, then these electrons, they cannot donate. This metal already have plus charge here, then the electrons will be less here. If electrons are less here, so for here back bonding and synergic bond becomes what here? Weak here. Okay, so because when this metal and carbon bond becomes weak, this CO bond becomes strong here. So that's why in this case, this M plus if we have, in this case the CO bond strength will be more here. CO bond strength will be what here? More here. Okay, so here we can say this is the order of CO bond strength. CO bond strength order it is. So charge on the metal, if plus charge is there, then CO bond becomes strong. If plus charge is there on the metal atom, then CO bond becomes strong here. Why? Because the bond between the metal and carbon becomes weak here. Plus charge on metal means it will have less d electron, so back bonding it is very difficult. So that synergic bonding will be weak here, so that this CO bond will be strong here. Okay, and 0 means it is, yes, it can donate an electron, but so this CO bond started become weak here. Okay, now -1 means this metal and carbon bond becomes more strong, so it is this CO bond becomes what here, weak here. Similarly, -2 charge means here this metal and carbon bond is strong and this CO bond becomes here what, weak here. Okay, so this is the order here. So if two points just you have to remember here, that is what it is. If plus charge on metal means CO bond strong, okay, and if minus charge on metal, then CO bonds weak. Okay, plus charge on metal, so the CO bond becomes what, strong here, and minus charge on metal, then CO bond becomes here weak here. Okay, so example see here, CO bond strength order see here. So first we have here hexacarbonyl here, any metal here given here. So here plus charge is there. Next we have here hexacarbonyl chromium we have, and hexacarbonyl vanadium minus charge we have, and here pentacarbonyl iron we have here, it is -2 charge here. So here plus we have, so bond strength will be more. Here neutral, it is 0 charge here on metal, so this is CO bond strength is less here, -1 and -2. So as the negative charge increases, metal and carbon bond strength it is increases, and this CO bond strength is what here, decreases here. So this will be the order here. Similarly down here nickel carbonyl 0 charge here, -1 -2, so the order will be like this way. CO bond strength order will be this one. So because this CO bond strength decreases, bond strength it is decreases, so its stretching frequency is also decreases. Stretching frequency means the energy required to increase the energy required to stretch the bond along the axis. So before making the bond with metal, the stretching frequency was very high here, 2143. This is the stretching frequency for metal carbonyl here. Okay, carbonyl frequency is this one, 2143. But when they make bond with metals, then their stretching frequency here it is what, decreases here. Why? Because here this CO bond strength it is what, decreases. CO bond strength decreases, so its stretching frequency is also what here, decreases. Now we are going to solve the problem based on this one. So question see here, an example of a sigma bonded organometallic compound. An example of sigma bonded they are asking. So Grignard reagent, first only here it is Grignard reagent, CH3MgX. Here we will have a sigma bonded organometallic compound. First A only. Here second option see here, ferrocene, cobaltocene, rudenosine, all are in here. Okay, so these are what, pi bonded complexes here. So first option is the correct option here, sigma bonded. Second question, which of the following has longest CO bond strength? CO bond length, which is longest bond length it is. Okay, this is length it is. Longest bond length means this CO bond becomes weak, then only their bond is length is what, increases here. So CO bond when it becomes weak here, when we have a negative charge on the metal. Okay, so option I have not written here. Okay, I'll write here option. Option is given here. So longest CO bond length options given here, tetracarbonyl iron here, -2 charge is there. This is hexacarbonyl here, manganese plus charge we have, then tetracarbonyl neutral it is, and tetracarbonyl minus 1 charge is there here. So we know that one, as the negative charge increases on the metal, the CO bond becomes weak. Keep in mind, metal negative charge means CO bond weak. CO bond weak means bond length increases. So in this minus 2 charge is there, so this first A option is correct option here. Okay. Next we have, which of the following carbonyls will have the strongest CO bond? Here weak, here what we have here, strong bond. Strong bond when it will be, when the on the metal if we have 0 charge or plus 1 charge, that then the CO bond becomes strong. Okay. So here see, plus charge we have here in this here the charge is 0 here minus 1 we have, and here we have got a 0 here. So plus charge is there here, so this bond becomes weak for metal and carbon, but the CO bond is strong here. So A option is correct. So whole story just you have to keep in mind just 2 points. What is that means here? If on metal plus charge is there, then CO bond becomes more strong or bond length decreases. Okay, bond length will be less. And on the metal if you have negative charge, then the CO bonds weak and its bond length increases. Bond length is what? Increases. That's it. Okay, so this is about the organometallic compound. Thank you so much for watching.